She grabs onto both their ties and whispers, "But I don't think that will be a problem. Payments can be made later." Ladies and genitals, today I'm going to be reading my sexual fantasy.
Kind of.
So basically when I was 14, I wrote a WATTPAD story. The only reason I wrote a WATTPAD story was because my mum, she was always like,
"Simone, your writing is so bad. You need to write more."
And I hated writing, so I'm like, I'm gonna write a WATTPAD fanfiction. Reading it back 6 years later, it is evident that I had some fantasies going on. So today we're gonna act it out, we're gonna read it, we're gonna cringe, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna cry. Probably not. I'm not Shakespeare. So for context, when you hear it and you're like, why is a 14-year-old writing like that? It's because my mum would only let me read classic novels. So I would try to imitate the language of that. And it just like, it didn't work. It was really fucking terrible. And what about it? But that it's okay. Just be who you are. Let's get started. It's called The Celebrity.
Character list. The Celebrity by Simone.
I unwillingly get out of bed, in a rush to open the knocking door. On the way to the door, I look in the mirror. A foreign, haggard woman is staring at me. I don't know her, and she, in my opinion, bears no resemblance to me. I reluctantly accept that it is me, and then I have had the worst hangover of my life. Okay, the fact that I hadn't even touched alcohol when I was 14, like during high school, I didn't drink or like party or do any of that stuff. And even when I like left high school in uni right now, I not really like that. So the fact that I wrote that when I was 14 is kind of amusing. Who would have thought that a bottle of red wine, a horror movie, and a breakup could physically impair someone's soul? Kate! God damn it! Kate! Open the door! Jane's demands echo throughout the building. She's the only person I know whose voice has such strength as to resonate so far. I open the door, thus revealing my haggard state. Oh honey, I knew I should have opened that door last night when you ordered me to go. Look at what has come about yourself. I have to laugh. Jane stares at me empathetically. She too has recently experienced a breakup. However, as Jane's best friend, I feel no guilt in saying that she is more or less a slut. And that breakups therefore occur every day. Kate, look at me. Charlie is an asshole. Don't let him steal your happiness. I look at her and she's right. Charlie is an asshole, and he doesn't deserve to steal my happiness. He has taken my heart, but he shall not take my happiness. No. After a few minutes of contemplating that, I finally reply, Come on, let's go to Manuel's. I smirk. I knew something exciting is going to happen tonight. After all, my rebound rate is astronomically high. Actually, I wrote, my rebound rate is astronomically high.
CEO of spelling.
Yep, the 14-year-old is like jumping out. Chapter 2. The sighting. Exiting my apartment building, Jane and I are greeted by the familiar windhounds of the Upper East Side. Okay, the fact that I watch Gossip Girl is starting to jump out. We both stand huddled together in our designer coats, awaiting my driver. In a mere half hour, Jane has managed to miraculously change me from a haggard girl to a chic and exuberant girl. My usual self. The thrill of potentially meeting a new guy excites me somewhat, and I feel that I am already over Charlie. However, I still can't understand why Charlie cheated on me. I am Jane Loss. Sasha Loss was my favorite model at the time, so this is why. You know, hence her name. I am Jane Loss. 5'9" model, perfect body, piercing blue eyes, excellent bone structure, sexually and physically appealing.
Simone just had to include that, huh?
Bitch. No comment. I know I sound incredibly supercilious, but it's the honest truth. He cheated on me with a housewife, not the least bit accomplished, and I dare say good looking. Interrupting my thoughts, my driver pulls up in my Mercedes-Benz. He opens the door and Jane gets in first, followed by myself.
Where would you like to go, madam?
Michael, my driver, asks. Take us to Manuel's. A nightclub atmosphere could do me good, I reply excitedly.
Very well.
As we drive off, I see a large crowd opposite my apartment building. They are all screaming an unfamiliar name. James Sharp! James Sharp! James Sharp! I don't pay much attention to the name, as celebrities obtain zero interest to me. Even as a model, I prefer to date those unknown. Chapter 3. Manuel's. Jane and I exit the car and head for Manuel's entrance. We are firmly greeted by two large bouncers who resemble perverts. Reservation ladies, one of the guy asks, the other examining Jane's mini sapphire dress. No sir, we don't have one. Jane pauses to eye the bouncers in a sultry way. She grabs onto both their ties and whispers, but I don't think that will be a problem. Payments can be made later. She let their ties go and winks at them. Are you wet? I knew this trick. It always gets her into clubs. But Jane isn't that slutty as to randomly sell her body to bouncers. She merely uses it as a means of getting in. I love how I called her a slut, and now I'm like, she's not a slut. Like, okay. We enter Manuel's and I'm intoxicated by the atmosphere. The smell of cocktails and martinis linger in the air. Everywhere, girls in skimpy mini dresses are dancing, at the same time eyeing a guy perhaps 10 years older. I started to listen to Lana Del Rey around this time. It all makes perfect sense. I got my red dress on tonight, dancing in the moonlight. Got my hair up real big, beauty and style. I was on, I'm feeling alive. Oh my god, I'm feeling at the end of... Okay. Jane drags me to the dance floor, but I abruptly pull away and inform her that I'm going to the bar. After all, I'm not a dancer, and I immensely dislike dancing. I order a Sex on the Beach, not being too familiar with nightclubs and the drinks they offer. I sit in solitary isolation. The way solitary and isolation are pretty much the same word. That's like saying, I sit in the hot warmth. I feel lonely. I feel that maybe I'm not over Charlie yet, and that perhaps that positive and somewhat angry self-talk prior to entering the club was only to temporarily rid sadness. I'll have 2 Sex on the Beaches, please. I turn to my left and see a gorgeous guy sitting next to me. I examine him. His hair has obviously been professionally styled, or he was a hairdresser. His green eyes that perfectly complement his defined jawline.
How can eyes complement a jawline?
His outfit, Giorgio Armani, and his cologne, Gucci. My mind. Perks of being a model, and I can recognize any designer label. This hot god passes wondering to me. I got this for you. I look at him in surprise. I saw you ordered a Sex on the Beach and you looked like you needed a refill. So I ordered us both one and thought that maybe I could join you. Of course. What's your name? I ask, breaking awkward, momentary silence. The name's James. James Sharp. James Sharp. I'm Kate. Kaylas. He giggles at my replication of how he said his name. We engage in conversation for a while before he asks me if I want to get out of here. Obviously, knowing what this means. I can't deal with this part. What is wrong with me? Obviously, knowing what that means, I instinctively reply yes. I could use some rebound sex.
There are no words to describe what was going on in the mind of 14-year-old Simone.
No comment. I clearly had a fantasy about like finding a celebrity and like wearing designer brands and living in New York City and then meeting a celebrity and pretending like not to care about them, like the cool girl fan complex type of thing, you know, like I don't know who you are, I'm too good for you, like who are you?
I would still do this, no lie.
I'm dead. And then I had like, that was the final chapter, and then at the end I'm like, sorry the story ended so abruptly, I'm not going to continue it. I feel that the story is too cliche, and as much as I enjoy writing stories, I didn't. I ultimately prefer reading them. I didn't either. Additionally, my school studies are a bore and are taking up 90% of my time. When I have time, I find myself reading other people's stories. By the way, the story Mr. Popular and I is the best freaking book ever. Seriously, it makes me giddy, as weird as that sounds. I love it so much. And if you have seen my profile, you can probably see on the right, I'm dead, I really said right instead of right. Girl. The embarrassing comments. I'll probably be more productive and write a decent story in the future. Until then, yeah, I never did it. So that is my WATTPAD story. It is cringy. I clearly had some issues, didn't I, Melody? Yep. Let's not analyze that novel, but I can say it did reveal a lot about 14-year-old me. Alas, I will not comment. No. Okay, loves, I'm gonna go now. I really hope you enjoyed this movie or whatever this actually was, because I'm not really sure how I'm going to edit it, but I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what other videos you like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you give it a comment, love, because the algorithm is fucking clowning me. So I gotta go now. Okay, bye.
Dentro de mí piensa mal, esto es lo que hago cuando me chingan. Voy a encerrarlos bajo la tierra, nadie va a comer y de hambre morirán. Madre, quiero saber, en verdad quién soy yo. Y sí, tal vez tengo un síndrome, que alguien traiga mis pelucas verdes. Ten medicamento rom.